Hi, my name is Tim Johnson. This is a video about stopping drinking alcohol and 5 essentials that you'll need to have in place. In the light of the last week where the Lancet has produced information that says there is no safe limit for drinking alcohol, that a sip of alcohol is damaging your health, it's quite timely, this video, really. Alcohol's a strange one because it's the only drug you have to apologise for not taking. You go out with your friends and you say, I don't drink. People tend to feel a sense of shame. It's quite strange, really, that you should feel that. And also, it changes the person that you are into someone that perhaps you don't recognise. And all of a sudden, you're the raconteur and the life and soul of the party, and it boosts your self-confidence and all the rest of it. What is it about the person that you are that you don't like, that you need to change? These are questions that you should ask yourself. Anyhow, into the video. 5 essentials. Number 1 is the most essential, probably, which is the desire to change. And I'll expand on that because it's recognizing, it's knowing yourself, really. It's recognizing, people talk about rock bottom, and it's recognizing that your situation has become unmanageable and that you are slowly taking apart all the pieces of your life. You're losing those that love you, you're losing your health, you're losing your self-respect. Everything is falling apart around you. But still we carry on. We carry on. I did for many years, you know, and there suddenly comes that point, that eureka moment, if you like, when you realise, you know, this is the crossroads, this is the point that I need to change. You know, if I don't change, then I'm going to die, and you know, and before that, I'm going to lose everything. There's no doubt about that. So that desire to change and knowing that you need to change is simple, and waking up to the damage you've done. You know, it's and change isn't easy, it's painful, and recognising that change is going to be painful is very important. But it is much better to die on your feet than live on your knees. And that's an old saying, but I found that to be very true in my recovery. You know, I didn't want to die on my knees. I wanted to live on my, on my feet, and I knew it was going to be hard, and I knew I was going to have to face up to life. But I really wanted to change, and that's number 1. That desire to change is so important. It's got to be the bedrock of your recovery, really. There's no doubt about it. We're not playing at this, you know. So and I think many people go into this and they think they want to change, but really, that, you know, they've not reached the point, you know, that they have to change yet. So that desire to change. Number 2, knowledge and information. Absolutely essential. That's the thing that I did when I found I wanted to change. I wanted to find out as much as I could about what I would need to change, you know, and that was avariciously consuming other people's videos online, going online and looking up about withdrawal. And incidentally, this channel has 150 videos on it now, so please subscribe and like if you think they're doing you any good at all, or they will do anyone else any good at all. Please share them, because they cover everything from withdrawal and getting through it safely, alcohol and drugs and opiates, and early recovery and getting through that, changing, etc, etc. So, but yeah, knowledge. Seek that knowledge, get as much as you can about withdrawal, about what you're going to need to go through it safely, about what you're going to need to put in place before you make this great change in your life, because there are many things you're going to need to put in place to prepare. You know, fail to prepare, prepare to fail is the old saying, if I can get it out right. So yeah, and the next is seeking help, because, you know, amongst, you know, this is at this stage number 2, knowledge and information, but also looking where you're going to seek that help, which I'll come on to in number 4, but making those preliminary inquiries. Number 3, this is a really important one again, and a lot of people again fall at this hurdle sometimes through no fault of their own, because this is probably the hardest battle you'll ever face in your life. Giving up alcohol is monumentally hard, and anyone that does it has my respect, because they're a warrior. You're a warrior if you do this, because it takes every ounce of strength that you will have in your mind, body and soul, because you've got to change everything about yourself. You've got to change thoughts, you've got to change behaviors, you've got to change your lifestyle, diet, routines, Christ knows what else, friends. You've got to change so much, and it takes guts, it takes effort. But most of all, number 3 is about self-discipline. And self-discipline and determination, but particularly self-discipline, are massively important in this battle you're going to face. And self-discipline is doing those things that you know are good for you. You know you need to do them, but they're very uncomfortable and very painful. But you must remember, through pain there's growth. You know, today's pain is tomorrow's strength. I've said that a million times. And I've also said a million times that, you know, your very, 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 very worst day in recovery is 1,000 times better than your very, very, very best day in addiction. And that's what the difference is. And when you get into this journey, you know, when you get into this, but self-discipline is so important, because you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to have to do things that you don't want to do when you don't want to do them. You're going to have to face fears, emotions, terrible things sometimes, which is a later part of the journey, not in this 5, but this is when you're in recovery. You're going to have to rebuild, you know, and face those things that were driving you towards addiction in the first place, which I've made videos about. So please have a look at those. So yeah, self-discipline and determination, guts. It's a war, you know, and like Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. And that's what it feels like sometimes. But every second it gets better, so just hold on is the message. And I say it in a lot of my videos, because every second, every hour, every day, every month, every year, go on, it gets better and better if you can just hold on. Number 4 is support. And support is massively important. It's a bedrock, again, of your recovery. And people look for support in different places. In online groups, there's many online groups like, I'm in groups like Sober Monkeys, Team Sober, Flinty's Recovery Gods. There are numerous, Peace, Love and Recovery. I'm in about 10-15 groups, and I like to check in, and I like to try and help when I can, and share my videos in the groups. And that gives me, you know, a good, you know, if I can share my experience, it makes me feel better if I'm helping somebody. And yeah, support. So support from family, friends. Make sure they know what you're doing. Make sure they're there for you if they want to be, which I'm sure they will be. You know, and to watch your back, if nothing else, to watch your health, to watch you're not doing, you know, going to do anything silly, or, you know, just to be there for you, to give you support, encouragement. And those of you, again, who look to AA and NA and CA and all those groups, they're all brilliant. You know, they're all each to their own, because they all do a very, very valuable job. And I'm very open-minded about all of it. You know, some people find a 12-step program is for them. It wasn't for me, but it, you know, I'm not knocking it at all, because it's helped many people get sober. So yes, support. Finally, number 5, patience. Patience. Because this journey is a long old road. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You've got to remember that. You're not going to feel better overnight. You're going to have to go through a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, and some days are going to feel worse than others. Some days you're going to feel lousy, and that's going to go on for maybe months. You're not going to have sleep. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel depressed. And you're going to have to battle through it, because it doesn't happen overnight. But as I said, just hold on, and it gets better and better. There's no doubt about it. You've got to have patience. And you've got to be consistent. You've got to keep doing the right things, and you've got to keep eating the right foods, and you've got to keep going for exercises even when you don't feel like it. Getting in the fresh air, getting in the sunlight. You've got to keep seeking help, keep seeking advice, keep seeking knowledge. You've got to keep the self-discipline up, the desire up. All of these 5 are the first part of the bedrock of your recovery. This is what's going to take you and get you through withdrawal. And then we work on the other stuff, which a lot of my other videos are about. So please take notes of that, and please make today the day you change. Don't forget the government is like are now saying they've made a total U-turn on alcohol now, saying that there's no safe limit. So, you know, if you feel that you've got an issue with it, you need to be looking very closely. And if you're watching these videos, then the likelihood is that you're going to need to change. And please find somewhere inside of you the desire to change, because it will take everything. When it's taken everything from your life, alcohol will come back for you and take you as well, and take your life. It's simple as that. There's no easy way of putting it, and it's a very painful, slow death without anyone around you, because you've driven everyone that's close to you away. Horrible. So thanks for listening to that. I'm going to make another one about opiates in a few days' time, because it's a different sort of approach I found to the two things, although some things are the same. So Carpe Diem, seize the day today, make today the day you change. Much love to you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.